How's it going, everybody? It's Midnight Edge After Dark. We're really at the edge of midnight here on the East Coast. First, your narrator speakers are Rob Robot Schumer. Today's host is Tom Connors.
Hey, Rob Jomo, I'm old and it's late, and you kids are in my yard. That's what I just heard.
And then, yeah, there you go. And that rather handsome fellow you see bugging for the camera is Fatal J.
Hi. Hello.
How's it going, buddy? Yes. And
well, that means I gotta get on camera and get a writing crop out.
when you hear that music, it's time to introduce your favorite lead star.
Oh, yeah. I'm in the right stream.
This is the broken one. I gotta fix it. But
your Ninja Warrior Viking, award-winning chef, Emmy award-winning winner. She has a BA, MBA, a BS, and she's a BMF.
Yeah.
Miss Mecca Random.
I need some discipline in my life.
That was a long version today, huh?
He's discipline.
It's Saturday.
Right?
You know what else we got here?
It's Fred Flintstone. And I got my bowling ball.
Oh, yeah. Fred Flintstone versus Cthulhu. Who would win?
I don't know how to do a voice of Cthulhu outside of Harvey.
Oh, he's back there. No.
So it's Saturday night. We're streaming on top of everybody.
Yeah, it seems to be that way.
McBerry Crunch.
There's no good time to stream anymore.
I don't know. No, it's like trying to squeeze a stream in without streaming on top of people is impossible.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The more your circles of influence grows, the more difficult it becomes.
Are you guys crazy? It's 1 million people in here right now.
Million, but I don't know about that. There's a few, but there's some new faces. I don't recognize everybody here. We have some regulars like Captain April, of course, Sean Strife. Thank you so much for showing up as usual. Got some new people. Max Mercer, I know that name. Big Bear or Bear Nerd Fun. But Vinny from Brooklyn, that's a new one. If you've been here before, I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, I know. I am Vinny from Brooklyn on my streams. I know Bear Nerd. I know. Yeah.
Manson's a newer face.
You're not Vinny from Brooklyn from WFAN. Vinny from Brooklyn, you're on the air at WFAN. What do you want to talk about? Yeah, I'd like to talk about the Mets. So there's tons of Vinnies on WFAN Sports Ball.
So Fatal,
yes, sir.
You've done some shenanigans and a few other things.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about your channel. I know you're up and coming. Some of the people out here may not have seen you, though. Tell them a little bit about what you do. We can tell you like comic books from the stuff behind you.
I'm going to tell you, Mr. Tom, what I do. First off, my name is Fatal J, a.k.a. Pee Wee Herman's biggest fan. If you like things such as midget strippers, if you like people fighting dragons, if you like seeing explosions, you won't find none of that on my channel. But I still want you to check out my channel because you might see a little bit of something. And when I say a little bit of something, I mean a little bit of nothing. Fatal J.
Fatal J is hilarious. I'm going to give Rob a little run for his money tonight.
Oh, she pulled it out. I need that. That's a collector's item. I need that.
It is.
You're on mute. You're on mute, Mecca.
I thought I unmuted.
I did it. I'm sorry.
You know, let me tell you something.
Herman changed my life.
This is the 90s one.
For now.
Yeah, this is the 90s one. That
yeah.
That
goes for what? About $200-$300, I bet now.
I don't know. I bought it for $20 on clearance at Spencer's.
You fucking lucky turkey.
When it came out. Well, in like 2001. I've had it for 20 years now almost. So
I remember that.
I've got to talk to Freddie too.
I wanted that one. I wanted that one, and I wanted the Steve Urkel one. Remember
Oh,
the
I
Steve
didn't, see,
Urkel one?
I didn't see the Steve Urkel one. No.
I'm still on the look for those.
Now, does Fatal J know about our personal? I don't know if it's our personal fan theory, but about the fan theory that we said makes the most sense. Does he know?
Probably not, but I don't think we're the only one who've ever come up with that. And just
Ching.
so, in case anybody's wondering, I see a few here from 50, 60 to 100 and some bucks for the Pee-wee, but we do have a cha-ching.
We do have a cha-ching. Let me see. Do I have? Oh, I got the win out. Mr. Wolverine 007, what the heck? Was just going to bed. I'll catch up tomorrow. Good night.
That's all right. We'll throw it in the playlist. Just check your history tomorrow because we do unlist the long streams just in case anybody's still wondering where they go.
So Fatal J. So we, like I said, we've been talking about this idea that Tom and I, we were discussing this, and we think of all fan theories, this makes the most sense.
Okay.
You know who Reginald Vell Johnson is, right? Fatal J.
No.
The man from Family Matters. He's in Die
Oh
Hard.
yeah. The fat guy, the dad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carl.
Yeah, Carl.
I don't think I watched that show.
See, if you would have said Carl Winslow, I would have knew off the bat.
Sorry, yeah, I should have just said Carl Winslow.
So anyway, we were talking about this. He was Reginald Vell Johnson was in Die Hard.
Yeah.
What was his name? What was the name of the cop?
I don't know, but he was helpful. He was helpful in that movie.
Very helpful, yes. Sergeant Powell, yeah. But anyway, what happened was they asked him how to get himself behind a desk. And what was the story, Tom?
That he shot a kid in the dark
with a ray gun. So Tom and I were discussing this, and we
hate fan theories, but this actually adds up.
Yeah, that Powell was actually a cop in Chicago.
And
the kid he shot.
I see what you're doing there.
And one fateful night, Steve Urkel climbed into his daughter's bedroom
with a ray gun.
With a ray gun, the panty dropper. And Carl.
Now it's called the panty dropper.
Carl opened the door. And Mecca, we're going to have to reenact this. Okay. You're going to say, the line is, Steve, what are you doing here?
Okay.
Okay.
Now? When? Tell me when.
Hold on. I'll give you the cue. And action.
Steve, what are you doing here?
Don't move! Oh, Steve!
Why did you do that?
Damn, Carl is packing heat.
You got
I'm sorry. You all fucked up, Steve. I'm sorry. Oh, Steve, why did you do it? Steve?
Of course, he's a cop, so he had to go through the whole shebang. And since it happened in his house and the guy did technically crawl through his daughter's window, they didn't charge him with anything, but they put him in like this, they changed he got a divorce, all this crap happened. His daughter's still missing. No one knows where the younger daughter went still to this day. That came up. So they're like, better off. He just got a divorce, changed his name and moved to New York.
Man, talk about a fan theory.
Well, his younger daughter, they're still looking for her.
It's the only one we like, and it's the only one that makes sense.
Oh, you're right. The youngest daughter. Didn't she get into the adult industry? I heard she went into the adult industry.
She may have, but yeah, like they just wrote her off the show. Like they didn't even write her off the show. She just didn't come back the next season because they didn't have her.
Well, that was like Fresh Prince, the two moms. She just the first mom disappeared, and then there was like another mom that didn't look nothing like her.
That was over money.
But that was so strange. They couldn't get someone that looked like the original mom.
I guess completely like a whole deal over her wanting more money.
The first mall was skinny and the darker skin tone. Then the other mall was fatter and a lighter skin tone. Like, come on, you know.
Remember Bewitched, Dick Sargent and Dick York?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I love that show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they replaced Dick York with Dick Sargent.
Well, that's because Dick York was having a lot of like medical issues.
Oh yeah,
but they kind of, if you squint your eyes, they have the same look.
I would say, didn't they really screw him over, Mecca? Wasn't that kind of the case?
Yeah. Well, and a lot of it was he was like on a lot of pain medication. And he couldn't even like stand and show up for half of it.
Oh yeah. But anyway, we might as well get to some news. There is a little bit of news. We've already been yakking for about 10, 15 minutes.
I will say though, hold on. Sorry. I will say though that the only other fan theory I like, and it's not really a theory, is on that channel Film Theorists, and this is the only other thing that they've done that I really agree with, is they've calculated how many calories the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man has. But that's actually based on math. They said, well, the streets in New York are 100 feet wide. He's about 50 feet tall. And the biggest thing they had to determine was, would he have a skeleton? Or would he just be like...
I'm going to tell you the biggest thing with me. When I was a kid, I wanted to eat him. Like, just keep eating. It seemed like it would be fun to eat him.
I want to eat him now.
And this is a fan theory for me. I always thought the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and the biscuit, the dude, the little hoo-hoo, I always thought they was related. Fan theory.
And the Michelin Man.
Do they even make commercials with the hoo-hoo dude? Do they
Pillsbury Doughboy? Yeah, I think they still do.
Pillsbury Doughboy.
Using him because I thought that they were saying that he makes fun of fat people, so they quit using him. I could be wrong.
Oh, that might be it. Yeah.
Speaking of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, Rob, that's a perfect segue to our first story. Fatal, obviously you're a Ghostbuster fan, right?
Yes, sir.
That works.
Well, we've had a lot of news come in about Ghostbusters 2020 or Ghostbusters 3, whatever you want to call it. And recently, Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd were speaking. I can't remember where they were at. It was some horror convention, I believe, at Universal Studios. Yeah, that's Halloween Horror Nights or something like that, it looks like. And E.T. caught up with them, and they had a few things to say about the new movie. Did we want to just go into the soundbite real quick, guys? Or
Dan Aykroyd?
Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd, yeah.
Yeah, and then there was the other one from Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, that was the same kind of stuff, though.
Yeah. Dan Reitman's one's better.
You go into the soundbite.
All right. First it's Ivan Reitman, and then it's Dan Aykroyd.
I think it's a wonderful story that people seem to have continued to be interested in 35 years after we came out with the first one. And I think we're trying to expand it a little bit, and I think Jason's movie does that. We don't have 4 new men. No, it's a story about a family. So 2 of them are women. Carrie Coons' mom and McKenna Grace, a lovely 13-year-old actress from I, Tonya and from Avengers is in it. I don't think the gender is going to be an issue in this movie at all.
Well, we really need to hand it to a new generation. We didn't do that. And although the girls' movie was, effectively kept the concept and the ideas alive, and it was really good. They were great in it. It wasn't like giving it to the new generation, the actual descendants of the original Ghostbusters. So we're going to link to the DNA, old and new there.
Did I say Harold Ramis? I meant Ivan Reitman.
Yeah.
Anyway. I knew what I meant. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so no gender shit in this movie. It's just people, and it's not an agenda fucking movie like oh god, that pissed me off so much. That's how I found you guys. It was from Ghostbusters 2016. That's why we're all here.
You know what would be a wet dream for me? If Rick Moranis replace Egon. Now nobody can ever replace Egon.
No.
But if you had to replace him, Rick Moranis should be that guy. Because he was a Ghostbuster. Like a nerdy type Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
What you guys think?
Second movie, yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see him in the Ghostbusters outfit. Yes. Well, I mean, he did in the second movie. He wore it, but like as an official part of the team, it's like, no, you're one of us. Well, I want them to like look at him and say, well, suit up. What are you waiting for? That's what I want. I want that moment. And I want that too, because like in the other thing, they said it's going to be a passing of the torch sort of movie, and that is what I'm looking forward to. Also, you know, I want that here. We're the Ghostbusters, and I want them to approve of the next generation of Ghostbusters, and that's what it looks like they're doing.
Well, I think the bigger bit of news there was that Ivan Reitman, not Harold Ramis, sorry guys, Ivan Reitman pointed out that this new group of people that are coming in have a familial connection to somebody from the original film. I mean, my guess is it's probably Egon's family, but let's just look at it from this perspective. What that means is there's not going to be we're not going to get what a lot of people would figure would be your typical passing of the torch type movie where they're just going to hire new Ghostbusters. That doesn't sound like it's going to be the case. Now, there was another interview because Dan Aykroyd, as Mecca was pointing out, talked to Joe Rogan for over 2 hours the other day. I believe it was the same day. They must have had some press junket thing at this place, and he just popped in right after that because I think he's wearing the same exact suit in both clips. But that clip's like 2.5 minutes or longer, and most of it's just going into Ghostbuster stuff. But near the very end, he does point out that just about everybody's back. He does play coy about Bill Murray, though, in that clip. And it makes me wonder because back in June, it seemed like I said, Sigourney Weaver seemed to slip, in my opinion, that Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd were both going to be in the film because neither had been confirmed to that point. Now, this actually confirms Dan Aykroyd because I think the crew are waiting for the trailer to spill the news about Bill Murray coming back. I really think that's the case. Now, Rick Moranis is another story altogether. You never know with him. He has been hinting that he wants to come back to acting. For those who don't know, he left acting almost 2 decades ago because his wife had sadly passed away, and he moved back up to Canada stayed in Canada full time to take care of his family and raise his kids. And now that they're all out of the house, he's looking at getting back into things. But the Ghostbusters 2016 movie wasn't enough to get him involved. That's for sure.
He's bored.
If we get Rick Moranis, instant orgasms for me. Instant orgasms.
He was a huge movie star as a kid. I loved him in everything.
Here's the only way I think we'll find out, or at least get an inkling that Rick Moranis is in this movie, is if before we get a trailer, they tell us that Bill Murray's in the movie. Oh, because we also had Mecca had found Winston Zedmore, what's his name? Ernie Hudson.
Yeah, Ernie Hudson's back.
Confirmed that he was
also back. Now, he wasn't supposed to leak that he was back.
Yeah, I don't think he was supposed to either. Yeah, I think they're waiting to make some big announcement, but people have already been leaking shit so much that it doesn't matter. But if they announce Bill Murray before a trailer comes out, then there's a possibility they got Rick Moranis because then they'll wait for Rick in the trailer. They're going to save something for the trailer. There's going to be some big surprise in the trailer. At least I have a feeling. What do you guys think?
Oh, yeah, I think so too. Yeah, we'll get... I'm wondering if New York Comic-Con will get something. Maybe
also,
like
Comic-Con coming up in a couple weeks too, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah, New York Comic-Con's in October, so I'm wondering. Because I know we're getting stuff
from New York, that's true.
Yeah. I'm going to call it now, and I could be jumping the gun, but if they do this right, we get all the old actors back, and it's a great story, $1 billion in the box office. I'm calling it now.
I'll go see it 3 times if it's good.
Me too.
Easy.
Probably,
Easy.
yeah. I mean, it's Ghostbusters. You got to support the good stuff.
Well, they look like they got a new great supporting cast between the family that they announced, the kids, the mother. We got Paul Rudd, who we don't know exactly who he's playing yet, but he's always a fan favorite.
Like a teacher.
Yeah, but I've compared him to like guys like Tom Hanks and Keanu Reeves. It's like everybody likes Paul Rudd. Do you know anybody who doesn't like Paul Rudd? I mean, seriously.
I didn't take him or leave him, but you know,
You got a super chat.
$4.99 from Aaron Shero. Oh, I'm sorry, Sacchero or Sacchero. I'm sorry, we're ruining that name. Caro.
Yeah, the part that boggled my mind was comments were being made about this new movie appearing to be erasing the 2016 movie, the lack of self-awareness. I have no problem with it erasing the 2016 movie.
Well, okay, from hearing Dan Aykroyd or it was either Dan Aykroyd or Ivan Reitman talking about it, that it was Dan Aykroyd. He was talking about the character Bill Murray played. So it's like Bill Murray was in that as a completely different character. It's like they're existing kind of in the same universe ish, but not really. You know, like they're doing it properly on this one. But it seems like it's just like another.
Yeah, I knew something was up the moment they started calling this new movie Answer the Call. Like, remember, between theatrical release and the video release, it started getting called, well, digital release, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't Answer the Call first.
So it was like, I knew something was up.
I knew something was up when all the ghosts was the same color.
That
neon color?
But...
Oh, Tom, wait a second. This is a revelation. I've just found an alternate take of that Steve Urkel, scene. I have to warn you people.
The mayor wants to see you guys. Speaking of Reginald Vell Johnson,
for those who have weak constitutions, you may not want to listen to this. So okay, so here we're picking up from before the shooting. Oh no, Carl, don't, no, Carl, no,
Oh, Carl, you're making me Swiss cheese.
Did I do that?
Why did you do that? Oh shit. It's the Texas Massacre.
Carl is overkilling it right now.
I say, are you saying that Carl premeditated that murder?
I'm not saying anything. I think Carl is. I think
Carl is a lawyer.
I think Carl is a dark side we don't know about.
I would love that. That just for some reason the chainsaw bit reminds me of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Remember when he comes out with the chainsaw and the hockey mask on, and then what's her face from Seinfeld and that other guy with the ponytail?
Yeah,
Julia Lee-Dreyfus. It's just.
See, every time I think of chainsaw, I think of Mr. Mom. Have a little trim on that mustache, Ron. All the chainsaw movies, and the first thing I don't think of is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. No. I go to Clark W. Griswold. Mm-hmm. So,
hey, Carl Winslow was in the first Ghostbuster movie.
Yeah, well, Reginald Vell Johnson was. He's the guy that comes up to him in jail, and he goes, "Ghostbusters, the mayor wants to see you guys."
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because he always plays a cop.
Awesome. Yeah, I always play a cop.
Yeah, he looks like.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What did Carl do to her? Yeah, what did he do to his daughter?
She had to go into
what's that, Rob?
She had to go in witness protection for her own good. Yeah, right. FBI.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, maybe she witnessed the whole thing. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to this Ghostbusters movie. I have a feeling that people are leaking things they're not supposed to. Sigourney, I think, jumped the gun and announced Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd, like we said back then in June. And Dan, he's trying to keep things a secret. You can tell.
Dan wants to spill it, yeah.
Yeah. He really does. But between Sony and him, I'm sure they're like, God damn it, after Sigourney said that, because I can guarantee you they wanted to announce Bill Murray in a big way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Catherine Robert April's right. Carl also played the chauffeur in Crocodile Dundee.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Remember he ripped the antenna off
on Blu-ray. Huh?
Remember he ripped the antenna off the back of the limo and flung it at the guy?
Oh, geez.
You sure you're not from Australia? Harlem Warlords, man.
Oh, shit. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Now, there was another bit of news. We found out before the show that Fatal was a little bit of a Star Trek fan, which is not a bad thing when you're on the Midnight's Edge podcasts.
I'm going to put it like this, Tom. Next Generation changed my entire life.
For some reason, I didn't have this. I picked this up today.
About fucking time, man.
Ah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it like this.
I don't have it on Blu-ray either. I'm horrible. I don't have anything on Blu-ray.
I'm gonna put it like this. Next Generation changed my life, changed my thinking, just changed my whole process of thinking. I'm thinking nothing could be better than Next Generation. Then I experienced Deep Space Nine, and I'm like orgasms all over my body every episode. I didn't know something could be even better.
Oh shit! You always make me laugh, Fatal J.
He's not wrong. It's good.
Yeah, but you do have a Blu-ray, Mecca. I sent you a Blu-ray.
Well, I know I have like 3 Blu-rays. I was saying like I don't have hardly anything.
Yeah,
I've got everything on DVD still, but
I know.
Yeah.
But Fatal, you never told Rob how you watch Midnight's Edge sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know why people think this is so funny, but I'm gonna tell you, my friend.
Do I want
Every time I get a notification of a Midnight's Edge video, I just happen to be wearing nothing but 2 socks and my tidy whities and a big bowl of cereal is in my hands. It's just like back in the day with the Saturday morning cartoons. It's just that good, man.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
You wake up in the morning, you go put on Bugs Bunny, then then
you remember? It's nostalgia, man.
I'm sure this is trippy for him hearing your voice too for the first time, Rob. Not in the video.
Yeah, they used to run Bugs Bunny for 90 minutes when I was a kid.
Looney Tunes, classic.
Yeah,
it took me a while to get used to Rob's voice.
Did I tell you how much I freaked out the first time I was like in a casual setting around these two? Because I had still been like a YouTuber, but I was doing gaming and stuff, and I wasn't like part of this stuff. You know, I was nobody as far as anybody else is concerned. And I met these guys on a Doomcock, like it was one of his like roundtable Patreon things. I remember it was around my birthday before I switched my channel over that June. So it was like February-ish, and I switched my channel over in June to what I do now. But I was like so nervous. I had to go and grab a drink because like, oh my God, Midnight's Edge is here. Holy shit. And this is when Doomcock, I think, had like 1,000 subscribers. So it was still really, it was still like very few of us. There was like 5 or 6 people there. I think it might have been his first Patreon thing too. So yeah, it was weird. It was weird.
I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. Months before I even had a YouTube channel, Mecha Random, you used to pop up in my feed all the time.
Oh wow.
And I was like, who is this redhead girl that's making my soul tingle?
And now YouTube hates me and nobody puts me in anything, but no, thank you.
No, everybody that isn't a big YouTuber is not getting recommended for anything right now.
No, there's I know he's persona non grata in some circles, but there is watching Mundane Matt, and he was talking about there's something called YouTube wormhole where he was talking about exactly that. They've changed their algorithm now; nothing gets recommended, and the guys who make Firefox, Mozilla, have said to YouTube, "Hey, come on, fix your algorithm. What's going on here?" So it's not just you; it's everybody. They've changed the algorithm, and it favors now corporate media.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah,
that just means we gotta beg for shares and super chats all the more. So.
Yeah, that's because that's all I get anymore in my recommendations is like ABC News and Entertainment Tonight and all that kind of crap. Yeah.
I'm going to my
Geeks and Gamers, Prod in Japan. Like this is just my recommended. It's just my homepage. I've got you guys for my subscriptions. John Talks, John's Live, Etsy Reviews. But yeah, most of my recommended are music. So I don't like click the corporate stuff. That's how come it's not being recommended to me. Probably.
Well, the top two rows are. For me, Midnight Edge After Dark, John Talks, Ken Surfs, which is a shaving channel, The Burr Network, Legal Eagle, Guitar Max, Comic Books, David Packman, Perspective. But then you go down to top news, it's CBS Evening News, Los Angeles Times, CBS Evening News, Voice of America, NBC News. And then you go back down, and only until you get down to about the 4th row you get from your subscriptions. And then
my
you get,
my subscriptions are right on my second, but I don't like. I think I've disabled news because I don't want to hear what news tells me. So, but yeah, my subscriptions are my second. I've got YouTube mixes is my top thing because I'm listening to more music than anything, and then my recommended's like Abroad in Japan and Paolo from Tokyo and cats, kittens, kittens, cat videos. Okay, I like cat videos.
Anyway, that's Star Trek. We got news that Star Trek Discovery won a few Saturn awards.
Why would you? Why would you give them any?
They pay for that.
Exactly. Why would we even talk about that? Getting them any news? I think I'm kind of refusing to do a video on it because I don't want to give them any parrot analytics. I don't want to give them any clicks for something that's positive.
Look, I promise you. I watched the first season of Discovery, and I swear every episode I checked the clock to see if it was over. I swear it was like torture every time I watch an episode.
It is.
Oh my god, it's
yeah. Well, let's take this super chat real quick, and then we'll get back to this. $3.99 from Aaron Starcaro again. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Rob.
Is there an alternative to YouTube at this point? No, there isn't. There really isn't.
Not one that is
it's
easily monetized. That's the thing, and that's the only reason Midnight's Edge is ventured off of YouTube.
There's BitChute, but that isn't that's very hit or miss from what I understand.
Yeah, Rob, I was right about to say that BitChute, but it kind of looked crazy looking. I don't trust it.
Dodgy, yeah.
Yeah, and that's where Andre made the decision. For right now, we're sticking to YouTube, but yeah.
But I have Twitch, but I don't really ever use it that much. I mean, once in a while, I think probably like when Luigi's Mansion comes out or the Dark Crystal game, I might do it. But
we tried Twitch, but I think we ran into the same wall, and that was the monetization wall. But anyway, sorry, Rob.
Oh, I'm monetized over there, but I just can't I have to keep it exclusive stuff over there for the first couple of days before I upload it here. So I just leave it all over there.
Yeah, I was about to say Twitch. A lot of people are going to Twitch. There's also Vimeo, which is you have to pay for memberships. And there's Daily Motion, which has been around for a while. Daily Motion is good if you want to try to find some hard to find videos. Like a lot of music videos turn up on Daily Motion. I downloaded a couple Beatle videos from Daily Motion, which used to be on YouTube, but they got yanked. So, but
the alternative to YouTube is Pornhub.
Yeah,
kind of is actually. I mean, like legit, it really is. I was thinking about doing like some adult Let's Plays sort of over there, or video games I wouldn't be able to get away with.
There are people that use Pornhub as a YouTube alternative. There really are. I mean, you can find unrelated.
Yeah, you won't get censored there. You won't get your language censored. You won't have to play this game of, well, I can't say the bad guys from World War II, and I can't, I can't read this article verbatim because they use, something to describe Me Too stuff.
But guess what? How can they block your stuff if you got a video next to you with a woman deep throating somebody?
Exactly.
Pretty soon, you know what? YouTube is gonna do default censor beeps. So, I'm pretty sure they're working on it. So you'll hear. So that was Midnight's Edge After Dark.
I managed to put some words in between the curses.
Yeah. Hey, Phil.
Hey, fuck you. Suck my dick.
Yeah.
And good night.
Fucking understand.
That's right. But yeah, speaking of
Christian Bale.
Yes. You got my other one done yet? That I want so bad. We are done. I want that one so bad.
Oh, good for you.
Christian Bale is the man.
Yeah, he's got most of it cut out except for the one soundbite I want.
Well, I'll get that.
I wish instead of the audio, they had the actual video today. I want to see the guy who messed up everything. I want to see his reaction. How do you react to Christian Bale going off on you like that?
I don't know.
Probably
that's
looks
weird.
like a little kid. And
Yeah, I know, like a little
He
bitch or something.
He destroyed that dude, man. I'm trying to think, what did he do to Christian Bale that bad?
well,
Did
you
he-
kind of get it in the story if you listen to the whole thing. They
He
were
kept
in the
getting
middle.
into the set, right? He kept
Yeah,
walking
he
in
walked
frame.
through the scene, and well, he said it walking into his eye line, so he's probably off camera, but he was probably kept walking back and forth, distracting Christian Bale. Which I understand. You're an actor, and you're trying to act in a scene, even if you're off screen.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to be fucking doing that kind of shit because that's going to be distracting. It's going to make an actor's eye line keep going off course, and distracting them from actually doing their job.
And that was on the set of Terminator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terminator Salvation. Yeah.
That's an underrated movie. A lot of people don't like that movie. I like it.
It has great ideas. That's what I say about it.
Well, the part where the dude didn't realize he was a Terminator, that was some powerful stuff. It was really powerful. Just
Like,
imagine if you find out you're a robot.
Right. And I like how that chunky Terminator looked. Like, that looked really photorealistically real for CGI to me.
Yeah.
There was some pretty good special effects in that. I'll give them that. The only thing I really hated about that movie was the piss poor casting. As much as I love what's his face, the kid who ended up playing Chekhov, what's his name?
Anton.
Yeah, Anton Yelchin.
Anton Yelchin, thank you. He was totally miscast in that movie. Otherwise, it was okay for the most part. It had issues, but
Yeah.
it was okay.
It had issues, but I thought it was pretty good.
Don't shoot me up. You wouldn't have done that otherwise.
I'm gonna tell you what other sound bite you need when Mel Gibson was going off on his wife.
I'm gonna go. Do you want me to go fucking trash?
We wouldn't be allowed to.
Sugar tits.
Yeah.
I
love Mel Gibson in South Park. That is like one of the best episodes ever.
Yeah.
When he's chasing.
That's classic South Park.
I also have
oh my.
Yeah. So and
hey boner.
So George Takei. Yeah.
Yeah, Drew Hughes, that's one of the few times that CGI wasn't so bad, but he didn't have a lot of lines and he didn't, do a bunch of stupid stuff to make it where it worked fine within the confines of the film.
He said if I found out if I was a robot, I'd shut myself off.
So back to Discovery. I know we don't really want to talk about it, but they won some Saturn awards, or should we say Doug Jones earned a Saturn award, and the other ones were probably bought. And one of those, of course, was Sonequa Green.
Oh God. It's.
And what was the third award it won?
Done professionally.
That's the one you're looking for.
Listen, man, you and me, we're done professionally.
What?
That's a good one too. But doesn't he say it like 3 times? But if not, that's the one. Yeah.
You wouldn't have done that otherwise.
Yeah. So.
That's a good one too. Okay, Star Trek Season 2 wins 3 Saturn Awards. Best Streaming Science Fiction Action Fantasy Series, Best Actress in Streaming Presentation, and Best Actor in Streaming Presentation.
They not even hiding it anymore. They just making stuff so obvious.
Oh, and they're back up in Toronto. Here, I'll share this. And they're back up in Toronto shooting because Sonequa Martin Green was so gracious that she accepted her award from the set in Toronto. She couldn't be bothered to fly down for the awards, or at least CBS couldn't be bothered to pay for it anyway.
Oh God, look, she's just so obnoxious.
No, I'm sorry. These are actually pretty big awards in science fiction. They're from the Academy of Science Fiction, if I'm not mistaken, which is basically the equivalent to the Academy Awards, but for science fiction, if I'm not mistaken, unless somebody else knows better out there.
They're kind of like the you pay for them for to get nominated, right?
That I don't know.
That's what I was told.
I can't stand.
They're voting on brand name only. They actually haven't seen the show too. That's the other thing.
Well, here's the thing. If I know from my history of the Saturn Awards, they were always the few places that gave the shows and movies and shit that I gave a shit about a Saturn Award. Like You know, it was science fiction. Comic book movies always got awards from there. Tom Holland won the last 3 years in a row, for instance, for Spider-Man. But like back in the day, horror movies and stuff would always get Saturn awards. I'm sure most of the Star Trek movies won Saturn awards, Star Wars movies.
And look at her in that freaking disco shirt. They had like those disco shirts are so cool. That is lame.
Disco sucks. Didn't anybody tell them? Did anybody tell them disco sucks?
Right? You'd be surprised how many we saw down there at Star Trek Las Vegas. But here's a possibility. The reason why there was so many more than we thought there was maybe is because like Jesse Miller, who went with us, he got pissed because he bought a shirt. It had red alert on the front, and he didn't realize that it had Star Trek Discovery on the back. Or he was.
Oh man, I hate that for him. Oh man.
Well, that's I don't know if child porn is better than Star Trek Discovery. I mean, I get it.
Don't go there, man.
I mean, they do have baby heads though, so that's a start.
I'm surprised they don't have it on Star Trek Discovery. You know, they want to be all edgy.
You know, and I brought up a point. As you can tell, nobody writing this show has ever served in the military because they would. Fatal J, were you ever in the military?
No, sir.
Okay, well, neither was I. But you know, a lot of stuff you could just look up, and it's pretty easy.
Well, watching any military show ever, you know, I watch a shit ton of Stargate, which is a military show. You know, Hogan's Heroes, McHale's Navy, F Troop, even, you know, any of these shows that I watched in the 60s, you have chain of command, you have ranks.
Yeah.
Star Trek, if you watch Star Trek, you know it's a military show, and they don't want any of that in the show.
Because, well, first of all, the first time she opened her big mouth and questioned orders, the captain would say, "You're relieved. Security, get her off the bridge."
Mm-hmm.
Rob, I remember an awesome Next Generation episode where Worf kept questioning Data, who was the captain of the time on the ship, and Data was like, "Dude, freak you. Let's talk in the back room."
Yeah.
And he was basically telling him, you know, we're friends personally, but you will never talk to me like that in front of people because I outrank you. And I just thought that was real powerful stuff. But this show don't get that, you know?
Yeah, Data was probably like, I ain't scared of you, motherfucker. I'm the only one on the ship who ain't.
But the other thing is, it's just a little thing like I said, there's no security anywhere on the shirt on the ship, and just even with the shirt, if it was an actual, if they wanted to make it authentic, first of all, it wouldn't be navy blue, and second, it would have the ship's registry number NCC 1031, and it would say USS Discovery on it.
How many people who like Discovery even know that that's the ship's registry? Because you never fucking see the ship, right? This is Star Trek fans for you, and they probably, like, people who like this don't even know the registry of the ship. They probably wouldn't even know what it is. They'd have to Google it.
Go ahead, Rob.
But they always say, well, why does that matter? Why was that matter? Because it makes it authentic. That's why.
Because it gives it makes the world more rich, in depth, more detailed, more believable.
Well, and we've pointed this out, and this was glaring with the whole incident in this last couple of weeks here that we found out with, Walter Mosley, and that is that these people in the writer's room have no fucking clue what they're doing. They don't even know how to write in general. Do you really think they give a shit about the ships and the science like the actual classic writers used to on these shows? Hell no.
No.
All those people are working on the fucking Orville. We've said that a million times.
Yeah, and where's their merch? Where's all the action figures? Where's the toys if you're so damn popular?
You got more Discovery merch than most people do.
I know.
The Mikey Spock in action figure.
Yes, the Mikey Spock in action figure.
We need to make a commercial for that bitch. Was it Robert Pearson who made that? Who made that?
No, Al Levine, and I'm saying your name wrong, and I apologize, but thank you so much.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Relive all the exciting action of the first 2 seasons of Star Trek Discovery with your Mikey Spock in action figure. See,
pew, pew, pew.
Watch her fight Dorn. Rob, there's an idea. We put her out in the woods with the plushie. Write this down. Write that down.
I buy a lot of orcs from the Lord of the Rings off of eBay.
Well, I mean, I can probably find something. Yeah, orcs from Lord of the Ring. Huh?
Why is my camera on?
I don't know. What? Well, turn your camera back on. Mine's on.
I was about to do something.
But yeah, when are you gonna jack it? Don't jack it. Turn your
No, I'm
camera.
not.
But yeah, what did I drop? Oh my eyeliner.
What am I writing down? Mikey Spock in the Woods?
Yeah, we're doing a Mikey Spock in the Woods commercial, and we'll take some plushies for her to fight. I've got like a Ferengi and a Vulcan. I've got a Vulcan. I do have a Vulcan.
Just see if you can get a buttload of those orcs from Lord of the Rings. I'm sure they made.
I don't know if I can get a lot of them here.
I'm sure that somebody's got a lot of them on eBay, and just like see if you can get them cheap.
I don't want to spend money on this.
Somebody out there will look for them though.
I'll have her fight Cthulhu or something. I've got a Vulcan plushie back there that she can.
With your
Derek.
with your Mikey Spock in action figure, you can question orders, commit mutiny, get your shipmates killed, start an interstellar war that will kill millions.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a commercial for that while we're out and about.
Look good doing it.
Now available at Home Depot or Lowe's and wherever lumber is
No,
sold.
only at Costco.
Only at Costco. Everything's at Costco in our universe.
Everything's at Costco because Costco sounds fucking funny. That's
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Oh shit! So yeah, I don't understand how this show even won anything. I mean, was there any real good sci-fi shows that are on right now for
You said the Orville. That's
on network TV. That's why they're not in the same. Now they will be next year in the same category.
Next year they'll be in the same category. Yeah.
That'll be the test.
Yes, but then you're gonna have like the Mandalorian, all the fucking Star Trek and Star Wars shows. Then.
That's true.
I would not doubt for a second that CBS sent goodie bags to all the nominating committees, to the voting committee. Thank you for considering Star Trek Discovery for best science fiction series on a streaming platform, and it's a token of our appreciation. Please accept this. Whatever this $50 $100 gift certificate to Bed Bath and Beyond or whatever it is. Please accept this Rolex watch as a token of our gratitude.
I was gonna say you're way off. Those goodie bags are a hell of a lot better now. They got shit like the watches, and the iPads and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Rich people always get the greatest free stuff.
You know, they're rich enough to.
How do you think they stay rich? They don't have to buy nothing.
They cheap bastards.
Says Paul McCartney got a guitar given to him by the late great Les Paul.
Fucking Brie Larson got Ann Wilson's guitar.
Well, here's one thing. I know not everybody on the stream is a Will Smith fan, but this is a story I heard about him back in the day. Is he used to get pissed and actually force the people when he would go into like record stores and shit like that always try and give him stuff, but he would actually pay for it and he wouldn't take the shit for free. He's like, no, give it to these people over here. They can't afford it. He would do shit like that all the time, I guess.
Not bad.
I don't know how true it is. That's a story I heard about him though.
I knew I liked the Hancock movie for some reason.
Yeah.
And of course, cricket.
And this is back from what I heard before he was a big actor. This is back when he was still just like the Fresh Prince and on TV and doing the records and shit.
Yeah.
But But there was always that thing about how when you're young and struggling, nobody will you don't have money for any good stuff. But then as soon as you make it big, people will just give you everything for free. Yeah, we need to do it in reverse.
No, but I like hearing stories like that about celebrities where they're, they step outside their ego. That's why I love Keanu so much. Every time you turn around, you're hearing a story about him doing that kind of shit too. Mm-hmm. Like that's all that come out of down there when they were filming Bill and Ted and they were filming in New Orleans, weren't they, Rob?
I think so. I think
yeah. Like there was a bunch, and that's where that one viral story came out of where he signed that one girl's sign. And there was just a ton of things I seen because I'm on the Bill and Ted Facebook group, and tons of people were posting just pictures of, themselves with Keanu and Alex and all kinds of people from the production and stuff. And it seems like they were really, really cool people down there. And, they were hung out with everybody and everything like that. And, I like seeing things like that. I like celebrities stepping out of their egos and just, taking time to talk to the little people.
Have you guys ever seen When the Earth Stood Still, The Day the Earth Stood Still by Keanu Reeves?
Not one of my favorite movies of his, but yeah, I've seen
I'm just making a quick point. I don't even think Keanu Reeves is real. I think that movie was. I think he's an alien, bro, and he saved us that day. He saved us, man. Because I'm looking at Keanu Reeves, all the stuff he do in Hollywood. He played by his own rules. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, he's a freaking alien. The Day the Earth Stood Still. Watch that. That's a documentary about his life.
You could be right. I was just going to say it's a documentary is what you're saying. There you go, Rob. Saturn Media is who does the Saturn Awards. Look up who owns them. Then you'll know.
Oh, I could only imagine.
Is that Michelle Paradise there? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Good for her.
You can't run from us forever.
Yeah. Here's the only guy who actually earned anything.
Oh, that looks cool though.
I've heard they're pretty neat, you know.
Is that the guy that plays Saru?
Digital
yeah, no, he deserves it. He seems like such a sweetie.
Yeah. And I heard a lot. I didn't get to get close to him at STLV, but I heard a lot of good things about him. For those,
yeah. Oh, we saw the panel with him, and he just seemed like he's the one who's like, "Hey, let's keep it about Star Trek," you know. And he said it really diplomatically. And, huh?
He's the same way on Twitter too. He's like, "Guys, get me out of this shit," you know. Kind of
thing.
I
know. He seems really sweet. He's liked posts with me and him and stuff too. Like,
I'm not trying to be rude, but he looked like Saruk without the makeup.
He has a genetic sort of disorder where he's.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Very long and lanky. Yeah, I know.
He's really tall, dudes.
Like he's very tall. He's very lanky. He's very slim.
He also played Abe in the Hellboy movie.
Oh, I'm a fan then.
Yeah, he's done a lot of shit. He's been in like almost every one of Guillermo del Toro's movies, I think, and quite a few other people's movies.
He's always the guy who plays the monsters, you know, because he's got the body type for the makeup. So I think he was even in some of the Living Dead ones, right? Was he in the?
Probably, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, he's been in like a bunch of stuff that you probably didn't even realize he's in.
Oh yeah, like Hocus Pocus, he was in too. So
that was a classic.
Yeah, he's been around for a while. I don't know how tall he is. That's a good question. Stars.
I'm having trouble finding who owns them.
You know, it'd be funny, Tom, if he was like 5'5".
No, I know he's taller than that. Because I'm like 5'9", 5'8" if I'm lucky. How tall is?
I want one of those Saturn awards and just put it right here on my couch. How can I get one of those, guys?
They don't look bad, do they?
Do I have to pay for that? Just like they did?
Do we count as streaming? Can I have one?
We should.
Who I can't. I'm having trouble finding.
He's 6'4".
Who owns them?
Then they might just be their own thing. Their Saturn Media is what their copyright is.
Yeah, Saturn Media is.
They might be their own company.
Somebody said in the chat, he played in The Shape of Water, and that dude was like Abe Sapien too.
He was the fish man in The Shape of Water.
Oh, that's awesome.
I need to see that. I think I would probably enjoy it.
She fucks a fish man.
Well, I'm sure we all have at some point.
Totally.
Saturn Media, digital commerce company.
You're very quiet, Rob.
Oh,
I do also have a Megadeth reunion thing over here.
Oh, Megadeth getting back together?
No, something. This popped up in my recommended. It's David Ellefson and Chris Poland playing Conjuring and Peace Cells on stage together, like last week.
I thought Dave Mustaine fucked up his voice or whatever.
Yeah. It's just it's like a new band that I think one of them is part of, and yay, metal. I'm kind of a metal person. So.
Captain Robert April says they weren't called. What were they called before then? I've only known them as the Saturn Awards.
Were they the Cable Ace Awards? Maybe no, or that's a different thing completely.
No, that's something completely different.
Okay.
The Golden Scroll they were called originally.
I don't remember them being called that, so that must have been before my time.
They've been around since the 70s, so.
But anyway, speaking of Star Trek to scrappery, we got the news on Star Trek. I don't know if you have this one Andy Rob, but oh shit.
You have to make sure you tell everyone how great Mikey Spock is, Tom. Because Mikey Spock will tell you how to be a better person.
Tell me the way, right?
Fatal J, check it out though. Remember, she stops in the middle of the Admiral's speech and tells everybody how to be a better person.
That's what I said. She'll tell you the way.
I don't know. I just can't trust a girl with a boy's name, Michael.
That was on Brian Fuller. But I have a feeling he might have had more to that, but I don't know.
Gods.
Well, didn't he do that in Dead Like Me also? Didn't the girl have a boy's name? Was it George or something?
We also say though that we get Rob, the theory we came up with was better than we didn't get anything in the show. But Rob and I kind of had this theory that basically like, well, it's earlier on in the Star Trek lore. Maybe Sarek, not quite understanding human names, gave her that name just because he knew it was a human name, but they didn't even do anything clever like that.
No, that was her given name. Like her parents named her that on purpose.
Yeah.
Her human parents who work for Section 31. I don't know, because they're fucking idiots.
You know why? Because
they wanted a son.
Her mother's name was Gabe.
Her mama was the Red Angel, right? The Red Angel thing.
Technically, she was.
Sorry for the spoilers, chat. Sorry.
Oh, they've seen it or they don't care. But anyway, David Nevins, not that David Nevins, the other David Nevins, wants to build the Star Trek brand for the next generation of viewers. And I probably just dated myself.
He's doing a shitty ass job of it. It's been about a month since the merger of the corporate media giants CBS and Viacom left the starting gate. And in one of the first public discussions on the topic since the announcement was made, CBS Chief Creative Officer David Nevins spoke on the future of the two companies, and that included Star Trek in his comments. As part of his introductory remarks at the Bank of America Merrill Lynch 2009 Media Communications Entertainment Conference, Nevins was asked about how the merger of the two companies will help each other going forward. Maybe I should have another shot of whiskey before I read this.
Yes.
Yes, that's right, Rob. Drink a lot. Drink heavy. Drink heavy.
Hold on.
That's a funny word. Heavy. You never tried to say it. Heavy.
I'm gonna need a little bit more.
Yes, I'm high. I'm very high. High as a kite.
You too?
I think it's going to be a long, long time. For touchdown brings me bound. What? Scotty, are you there? Are you drinking again?
Yes, Captain.
Yes, Captain.
Sweet, sweet liquor dulls the pain.
He said liquor.
Well, anyways, this is what he had to say. Well, you take these two giant content companies, put them together. It's been a long time coming, but I'm glad to finally be there. You've got, he says, you've got, I think that scale on a fundamental level, that scale helps us.
Oh my God.
For God's sake, this guy's incoherent.
He's just like his fucking buddy.
Kurtzman, yeah. Address rapidly evolving but very hungry market. I think CBS had a good foray where we've made big strides into a small streaming world, direct to consumer over the last almost 5 years now with CBS All Access and Showtime. Those efforts are incredibly bolstered by the content and the platforms of Viacom, which has a history of sort of culture-defining brands. Not anymore, they don't. When you look at CBS, the content mix regarding feature films and kids, obviously Viacom is going to be very, very helpful at addressing. Oh, for God's sake! Addressing. You said you didn't have to say addressing twice. I think in general, just scale its moment. What? A complementary scale. I think in general, just scale its moment. A complimentary scale will be very helpful. What the hell does that even mean?
So we get free bathroom scales or drug scales? What's he talking about?
And I'm the one who's had a couple shots.
Is he weighing his coke? Is that what he's talking about? Scales? What the fuck?
Well, he was also asked about the recent tactic to air several episodes of The Good Fight, a CBS drama which distributed on CBS. Just like a sci-fi show you may have heard about on the CBS broadcast network. Nevins described the effort to widen audience's awareness of the Good Wife spinoff. In doing so, he also brought up how the company is working to expand the viewer base for the Star Trek franchise, specifically trying to bring in younger audiences through the forthcoming Nickelodeon animated series currently in development.
What?
Gotta get them young.
It's a Star Trek cartoon coming out on Nickelodeon?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll tell you what it's about. Windowing is this is him again. Windowing is a creative exercise, and I think we've done it better than anyone over the years.
Windowing?
What the fuck?
What? Is that like a combination of a glory hole and a rim job?
Anyway, he goes on, and the value is A, content monetization, and B, the building of IP.
The use of windows for simultaneous display of more than one item on a screen.
So they're making Star Trek look like Woodstock? Oh my god, they are high.
Okay,
how they have like 3 things going on.
Kind of using it is like windowing and like having multiple shows and all that kind of shit. So I guess he might be using it somewhat in the right context, but he's just trying to use power words.
Let me go down to where we talked about Star Trek. So windowing is a skill, and you've got to be smart about it.
Like nunchuck skills.
Yes, a creative exercise and in and of itself, and try to figure out what platforms are going to bring the most attention to build the value of the IP. A lot of what we're doing right now with Star Trek is trying to build that brand. It's got a long history, but it's a little, we want to get its audience a little younger, and we want to get it a little more relevant to people.
Get them all young.
It's too late, though. It's too late.
Yeah. There's going to be an animated Star Trek on Nickelodeon that's already happening. So you're exposing it to hopefully you create this virtuous ecosystem between all the platforms.
What, you exposing things to kids?
How would a cartoon work if the TV series don't work? Because I know it was an old Star Trek cartoon back in the day, but that was because the Star Trek show was great. Am I wrong?
Baby heads.
Oh my god. Oh my
They
god.
just killed it, man.
Mm-hmm.
They killed one of the greatest shows of American history.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, CBS. You're doing an awesome job.
It's de-evolution. We have de-evolved to the point of this, where this is acceptable, and we're the dinosaurs. We're outdated because we want something good.
Do you see now why the Vulcans haven't visited us yet? We're still primitive.
We're getting stupider too. We're getting worse.
I've said that legitimately. I've said that's why aliens haven't visited us, because they've looked at us and said, "Look at these fucking idiots." Why would we want to interact with them?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Now they've seen like primitive cultures and like, look at these innovative creatures, and they look at us and they're probably like, "What the fuck? All they do is sit there and stare at these black things all day." Shiny lights on them.
Good point.
And they don't do anything.
They can't even spell anymore, or read, or speak. They have phones, but they don't talk to each other. They just type.
Yeah. That's the funniest thing. We're more connected than we ever have before, but we spend more time dealing with fake idiot trolls and other bullshit online. Oh, I hate that when I don't have something to do or I'm waiting.
Mm-hmm.
I think I get sucked up into Twitter shit.
Mm-hmm. I just play video games and get high. Listen to music anymore.
Let me tell you, Jay. Let me tell you though, this Star Trek cartoon, it's gonna be on Nickelodeon. Now, what would you expect from a Star Trek cartoon?
Nothing. It's not going to do anything.
That's fair.
It's not going to do anything.
But what type of show would you expect to see from a Star Trek cartoon?
It's probably going to be something similar to the J.J. Abrams movies. Because they wanted to be, they wanted to be hip, they wanted to be flashy. You know, Star Trek was a thinker's show, you know, and it had just enough action to satisfy you. So the kids these days, they don't want to think. They just want to see explosions, flying ships, all that good stuff. So I'm thinking it's going to be just like the J.J. Abrams Star Trek show.
Well, I think he's more asking what would you like to see, or what would you normally expect to see if we lived in, you know, a regular universe where people didn't hijack things like Star Trek.
Even that, though, even that's not, you know, even that's a better version than what we're getting. What he's
Rob, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even want to see a Star Trek cartoon. I want to see a good Star Trek TV show.
Get Star Trek on regular television right first.
Yes, get that right first, and then maybe we could. But
it's called Orbit.
Star Trek is going through this. I mean, Star Wars is going through the same thing itself. The kids don't care about it, and I know the kids don't care about Star Trek. Just being honest.
No.
And that's another reason why aliens won't visit us, because we sit there and we stare at people fucking instead of actually doing it.
Yeah, man, they think we're
all
dumb.
Day long, and cats. And they're like, you have a cat that you don't feed or pay attention to, but you sit there all day watching cat videos and masturbating. No wonder we visit you people.
Jagging it.
And watching Midnight's Edge in your tighty whities and socks, eating cereal. That's what you guys do with your life.
That's the life.
I gotta give a shit. But no, this kids show Rob is trying to tell you. Go ahead and tell him what this kids show is. And there's another animated Trek besides this we'll share with you as well.
Yeah, and actually they revealed they had the writers and president at Star Trek Las Vegas, but the Star Trek show that's coming from Nickelodeon. Now I would expect to see something, you know, maybe like cadets, you know, at Starfleet Academy, you know, something interesting, you know, something have to do with a ship somewhere, often exploring. It's going to be about a quote unquote group of lawless teens.
What?
Who it gets even better, who find a derelict Federation ship and start flying it around.
That's everything against Star Trek. So you got some freaking teenager kids that hijack a freaking Federation ship and go on adventures.
First of all, I'd say first of all, there wouldn't be a derelict ship. Okay, they would scuttle it. They would set the auto destruct so it wouldn't fall into the wrong hands.
I agree.
Second, as soon as you boot up the warp drive and the navigation computer, the transponder would kick in and would transmit the coordinates via subspace back to Starfleet headquarters or to the nearest starbase.
Now, Rob, I won't lie. You said something so great.
What?
If the kids walk on the Federation ship and the self-destruction thing went off, oh man, I will pay to see that. just kill them all.
The caution video that you watch in Academy. It's like, if somebody is decommissioning a ship, don't get on board. Bad things can happen.
Oh man, Star Trek, they're killing it.
But the other thing too is like, oh, and they actually have the balls to say, no, we believe this show upholds the values of Star Trek. I'm like, yeah, the values of like stealing property, reckless endangerment, delinquency. I mean, yeah, those are really stuff. That's really the Star Trek's core values. Yeah,
it's basically something that Kurtzman, who comes from the school of J.J. Abrams, would come up with because they don't understand Star Trek.
I agree. Wouldn't it be so easy? I don't understand these companies. Wouldn't it be so easy to hire a few hardcore fans and let them be like the advisors to the show?
They did, and they were ignored.
Yep, that's what I've heard.
They had quote unquote super fans in the writers' room to see everything, and they were ignored.
Cannon camp. They sent them all to Cannon camp even.
And I talked to some people candidly at STLV, and I've heard this other places too. Like, one of the last things you want to tell most of the people that at CBS, if you want to work on Star Trek, is that you're a Star Trek fan. Now, of course, there are exceptions to that rule, but I see that especially in the writers' room.
Yeah,
And
they don't want to be told.
that really is yeah, they don't want to be told when they're wrong. They don't want to have to adhere to all this other crap. And that's why I don't understand why they try to muddy the water so much. If you could have just come out and said, no, this is its own timeline or the Kelvin timeline, and it's not trampling on what came before, then nobody would have gave two shits, because most people would have just ignored it. Because that's what a lot of people did with the Kelvin movies, especially Star Trek Beyond. A lot of people just ignored it.
And it went away. But the other thing is, I mean, it's just not that they're getting things. They're getting. I understand just getting a few things wrong, but this show is everything associated with this current crop of Star Trek is just so bad.
Because they giving us what they think we want, not what we want, but what they think we want.
Right. There's another animated show too besides this one.
There's another animated show called Lower Decks. It follows a crew of not the best and the brightest Starfleet has to offer, but like a lower level ship,
kind of like the Orville.
Yeah, and that's actually what I asked them. I said, "Now, Fatal J, are you a fan of the Orville?"
I like the Orville.
Yeah, I got up at the panel at Star Trek Las Vegas for the Lower Decks panel, and I said, "You talk about a comedic show, a Star Trek show in a comedic sense."
Yeah,
I said, "There's already a show like that on television in parody form called The Orville."
And what's crazy, they got everything right about it.
Yeah,
Star Trek.
And I said to them, "How do you plan to differentiate yourselves from the Orville?" And he just like, "Well, Seth, we love Seth MacFarlane, but what we're doing is different. And, there's a place for him, there's a place for us, there's a place for everybody. It's a big table, and we blah blah blah." He didn't answer the question. He just danced around. He didn't answer the question.
Well, not only that, he said, "No, there won't be a crossover because it's their own universe." Like, well, we didn't ask you about a crossover.
Yeah,
we asked, "Are you ripping them off?"
No, yeah, and the other funny thing was though is this guy that is heading up this show is from Rick and Morty. Now, don't tell me this whole thing isn't just a big middle finger to Seth MacFarlane. You get an animated show, which Seth MacFarlane is more well known for with Family Guy and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you get the guy from Rick and fucking Morty, which I'm sure is probably one of the shows that Seth MacFarlane sees as new competition, especially.
Morty, oh my God, Morty, oh my God, we're in a Star Trek show. We're in a Star Trek show, Morty. Oh,
yeah.
Geez, Rick.
And it's legitimate Star Trek because it's made within the license, so it's, Yeah, and here's the thing though, I don't think this show is going to be as popular as they're hoping, because this kind of gives you an idea of how popular the show is going to be, Jay. Now, when we stood up there to ask questions, it was Rob, I, and one other person.
Samuel from Trek Yards.
And then one other person besides that, and they left.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the three of us are the only ones who asked questions. That's how popular the show is. Now, every other panel we saw had people lined up all the way back around the theater.
Well, I think to be fair, those are people lined up for autographs because they also had autographs like right behind.
No, this is on the other side though. The autographs were on the right side of the theater. The people lined up for the questions left.
Yeah,
and for most of the other panels, they were lined up all the way around to the left side.
Wow.
Not every panel. Now, of course, some of the technical panels, I'm sure there wasn't as many people asking questions. I wasn't there, so I can't say that. But all the major panels that I saw, especially when I poked my head in or I was in the other line waiting for an autograph that I saw, they had a hell of a lot of people in line. So,
Hey, I'm going to be honest. If they don't get this Picard show right, Star Trek is doomed.
Oh, we've said that. Yeah. You're not wrong.
And from what we've heard, the first, how many episodes? First, like 3 or 4 episodes were they were supposedly tested, and they were deemed unwatchable. Isn't that right?
Oh man, that's depressing.
Yeah, and we've heard some more rumors that even now with the reshoots, they're still in really piss poor shape. But now we'll have to wait and see. the merger happened in the meantime, so fingers crossed that Michael Chabon is able to shape the show into something that's watchable at least.
But no, he won't, because I've already talked about this. He was out at Vasquez Rocks filming some member berries. Hey, remember when Kirk fought the Gorn bullshit scenes? So no, it's not. He's not going to do anything. He's filling it full of, Orange Man bad politics.
This is sad and depressing.
It is. I'm like, I can't even yell about this.
They could have started this show like they ended Next Generation, the very last episode. Wouldn't that would have been perfect?
Mm-hmm. You would see him in the little wine field. Old man Picard out there in the wine field. Yeah.
And you can see Q winking at him in the background, like, yeah.
You could, you ask any Star Trek fan, what do you want to see? They all say the same thing. What was that?
A Q cartoon.
Next Generation.
If you do anything animated, let's see a Q cartoon.
Yeah. Why not? John Delancey's still.
You can do a lot. You can do a lot.
Whatever he wants.
You can do a lot with a Q cartoon.
Pop into somewhere else. He can,
Because Jean-Luc, you're the closest thing in this universe I have to a friend. Yeah, that's.
We met Q.
Yeah, John Delancey. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got his autograph and shit.
Yeah, we do.
I always wanted to go to those Star Trek panels, man. That's one of my dreams.
Yeah, that was one of mine too, and I did get to. I will say, I'm glad I did it once. I don't think I'll do it again. But yeah.
Why? You looking at the legends?
Yes, but you're also getting told that you need to be more inclusive and that you're a Trump supporter, even if you're not. And
wow.
Oh, you have a racist in the White House, and let's talk about gun control bills, and you need to vote for this. And oh my God.
If you're gonna do Star Trek Las Vegas, or you're gonna do one of those conventions.
Yeah, avoid the Discovery panels.
Of course.
Yeah. If you get there on the days that are
because the Star Trek thing ran from Wednesday to Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. Wednesday and Thursday are sort of pre-game. Wouldn't you say that, Tom?
Yeah, and I mean, I've heard from some people that this year was shitty compared to a lot, so I don't know how fair of a representation this year is of other years. And I would definitely pre-plan a lot of stuff. Like, I'd get all your stuff online ahead of time, because that's to me what kind of caused all the issues. And
it's cheaper online too.
Yeah, and those people got ahead of everybody else. I heard a lot of people upset, and I understandably was upset too, because it threw everybody's schedules into tizzy. And
buy your autograph. Tom recommended this, and I agree. Buy your autograph tickets in advance online.
Yeah, and photo ops, because they're cheaper. And you get in quicker. They call your name quicker or your number quicker, especially for the bigger people like William Shatner.
Yeah, and the other thing too is, unless there's something in the package that you really want to do or see, do not get any of the big ticket packages. The day passes are pretty much all you really need to get. And you'll save a lot of money,
because they give you I think they have like a free dinner, but it's really more if you're part of the clique that goes every year. That's who that's really
I don't remember doing anything of the special.
No, we didn't do anything except the DS9 concert because we had the Rat Pack. And we got the autograph thing.
You know what depresses me about DS9 is my boy Avery Brooks. They say he never shows up to those.
No, and he's my favorite captain too. And I'm
mine too.
No, but that was just another thing that shows you how disorganized they were this year. Is they had a good 75% of the TNG cast all in the same building, and they did not have a reunion.
No.
Yeah.
And the Picard panel, they brought out like Jerry Ryan. They didn't even have Patrick Stewart call in.
Yeah, and they also had because we know that Brent Spiner's there. He was there. He was not even on the panel. But they had a good portion of the cast there minus Picard, and I mean they even had Jonathan Frakes was there.
Yep.
What's her face? Who plays the doctor? What's her name?
Every Crusher. Gates McFadden.
Yeah, Gates McFadden was there.
Gates McFadden was there.
Prince Spiner.
Hey, she ages well, man.
Denise Crosby bowed out.
She wasn't. She didn't show up.
I mean, that's what I'm saying is you had most of the main cast there of TNG, and there wasn't a reunion. So a lot of it seemed like very disorganized in some ways. And it was last year. Nichelle Nichols is supposed to be doing this, and they didn't really do anything special for her.
No.
They had her in the main area, which is really fucking disrespectful, if you ask me.
Guys, you know what? This is signs of the times, man.
No, I know. And this was her like whole like goodbye tour of this stuff. I guess she even had it on her sign and everything. Like this was her retirement thing.
Mecca, tell Fatal J about a certain cast member of Discovery who we had to run in. Oh,
well, we were walking by like a Tribble sort of booth where they do the build your own or take your photo with Tribbles thing. And we overheard somebody saying, oh yeah, I've never watched Discovery, and we're kind of joking. Oh yeah, you shouldn't because it's terrible, right? Because it is. And right in front of us as we're walking, Mary Chieffo just stares us down, daggers out of her eyes, all 6 feet of her. And we didn't realize she was there, and it was like, oh shit. But now after she said we all need to be more inclusive, it's like, yeah, fuck her now. But like we felt like shit for like a good day because of it.
Wow.
I mean, it's unfair, but nobody was in line to see Shazad
Latif. Yeah, and I liked him on Discovery.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like an okay guy.
I mean, I don't like his character, but he was fine.
Yeah. But Anthony Rapp, somebody I know calls him Gay Scotty. He had about maybe about 150.
Oh yeah, he had a lot of fans there, but he had a lot of people who were fans of like Rent coming in to see him just for that. And he has a lot of like that sort of like the musical theater sort of crowd that followed him to Discovery. I think that's part of why they did that cringy, nerd song that they were. Yeah. We're all nerds. Yeah. Right, you're dorks. It's a difference.
Mary Weissman. She actually had quite a few people in line for her autograph.
Well, she's cute. I mean,
oh yeah,
she's cute enough.
But she's annoying.
Yeah, the character got really shitty in season 2. Like they ruined Tilly in season 2. She was like the only halfway decent thing in season 1. No,
she's running a marathon. She's behind. She stops and she still wins.
Stops to talk for like a minute, and I don't know. I don't get Discovery. It's not for me. It's just not my Star Trek anymore. I have aged too much out of it. I am not the demographic or IQ or lack thereof.
Don't you know it's not for you, man?
I know.
Man.
Y'all might think you guys might think I'm weird for this, but when I watch Star Trek Discovery, I get seasick.
I do too. I can't watch it.
The colors, you know how all the colors, the uniforms all look the same.
Mm-hmm.
It just does something to my stomach. It does
to me.
I get dizzy and nauseous.
It's all the Dutch angles too, the swaying back and forth and the zooming and the roller coaster camera. Like they strapped one camera. One time it seemed like they strapped the camera to a chihuahua with ADHD, and it was just zoom, 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 zoom. I'm like, oh my god, have you never went to like film school? Do they hire directors, based on who has the shittiest home movie on America's Funniest Home Videos? Like, 'cause that's what it really seems like. That's the level of cinematography on some of these episodes.
Compare that to like the Orville, where everything is brightly lit. Everything is like there's a lot of different colors and everything's shot.
And they hold the camera still. Yeah,
they did it right.
There's a reason why I don't hold my camera in my hand when I'm streaming. It's like because it would be stupid. Only an idiot would do that. Unless you're on your phone. Then that's okay because you're improvising there. But like if you're doing a professional sort of thing, if you have a webcam.
Battery says something interesting in the chat. He says it's such that Jonathan Frakes has a hand in that.
Uh-huh.
How do you guys feel about Jonathan Frakes being a part of Discovery?
Oh, he's a yes boss sort of guy. He'll do anything they ask him, and yeah. He can't blame him for wanting to eat.
It's not like he has much of a career outside of when he does these little directing gigs and shit. So, Fandom Menace or Menace. Sorry. Did we hear about Doomcock says Picard will die at the end of the season and they will rename the ship Picard? I think we joked about that. Yeah.
That would suck so bad.
I mean, I don't think it's implausible.
What would be the point?
Anything's possible.
How would they do the second season?
Well, the second season will be all these new cast members.
Well, that's where I also said that's why that one girl's probably his daughter too. So they can keep calling it Picard even if he's not there.
Yep.
And she's
You're
the
Picard.
everything.
Oh, she was probably another. Oh, she might be another clone like Shinzon.
That's popular. I think she's a love child of Locutus and the Queen.
Yeah, because I mean, why else would the Borg be there? But see, the Borg could just be there to subvert our expectations, and she's just another clone like Shinzon because they can use that because it's in the movies too.
I had freaking high hopes for this show. I was thinking Picard was going to be a reunion, a next generation reunion. We were going to see all the old cast.
Well, we will for about a second in the trailer just to get people to watch the fucking thing. Because they're only going to count that first episode, and
well, let's ask Old Man Picard. Old Man Picard. Well, I mean, you'd say to Fatal J to reassure him about the new series.
I can't. There is no way to assure you that anything bad will not happen to me. All I can do is blink once for yes and no if I'm not in trouble, for twice. For yes, for no.
But at the very least, there will be
no Dune buggies. They didn't listen to me.
Well, we don't get Dune buggies. Well, screw them. Screw their fake crap shit trek.
We got $2 from.
We have $2.
Dash fat bastard.
Give me Mecca, but screw you for that IQ crack.
What? What IQ crack? What did I say?
I don't even remember that.
What did she do?
I don't even...
My IQ is too high for Star Trek Discovery. I don't remember what I said. Tell me what I said. I don't remember. It was a minute ago.
Said like your thing. Did you say the whole low IQ, like, and just watch while you're on your phone kind of thing? Or no, I don't remember even saying that. I'm not sure.
I'm sorry what I say. I think I said I think I said my IQ is too high for Star Trek Discovery. Or the other writers might be too low. I don't know.
Let's go again.
Tell me what I said, and I'll apologize for it. It might have come out wrong. I'm sorry.
What the fuck is it with you?
Yeah, what the fuck is it with you?
I don't know. I've been pissy all day.
No. Anyway, no, I don't remember what she said. I don't remember saying anything about it.
Yeah, sorry if I said
using your phone to stream.
You said IQ or lack thereof. Oh, mine. I said the IQ crack about using my phone.
Does that all the time.
Oh, I know. I do it all the time, though. No, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean like if you're streaming from your phone.
Like, that's why I didn't even pay attention to it. Probably. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, because I'm like, if you have like a webcam, like a cell phone, you know, whatever. But I'm talking like if you have a webcam, don't hold it and jerk around. So a cell phone, you really can't.
Don't hold it and jerk off.
Exactly.
See, my perverted mind went there too, Tom. It went there too. I see we're like-minded, and that's excellent.
Wacky. See, you don't have to apologize. All right. What else is there to yak about? It's Saturday night. It's after midnight now for Rob. I don't know what time it is for you, Fatal. And it's like a couple hours before midnight for Mecca, ain't it?
I'm Central Time, 11:31.
So you're same time as me then?
No, it's 10:30.
No,
11:30.
Fatal's the same.
Oh, okay.
Oh, your IQ is too high for Discovery. Yeah, I think IQ is too high for Discovery.
My cat's IQ is too high for Discovery.
Babies probably watch that shit and be like, too much.
I want to ask you guys a question. Will we ever get another Star Trek movie, and will we ever get that Quentin Tarantino film?
Yes, and maybe.
Where are they going to start? Like, is it going to be J.J. Abrams type-ish stuff?
Here's the thing. I don't know how the JJ license is still tied to anything Star Trek, as far as like, I've heard that it's lapsed and it's done, it's over with. But I've also heard that that was the reason why they were trying to get this Quentin Tarantino thing off the ground, is so they could renew the license. Now that there's the remerger, I have no idea. Now, all I know about the Tarantino Trek situation is that it's either being written or is already written, and that's about it. Tarantino didn't even write it, so I don't know if he's going to do another pass and direct, or if he's just going to produce one.
Oh, okay.
Or what the plan is. He talked a little bit about it, and that's where we got a little bit of inside what JJ kind of sees what's going on, and it just seemed like he was really adamant about just getting something done, and he didn't give a shit what. And he was just basically like, Tarantino was like, yeah, just make it, do whatever the fuck you want, kind of thing. nobody likes the old stuff. Nobody understands it. Just do what you want to do, and it can all be happen, or it doesn't. None of it has to happen, or whatever. He's kind of thing. Because Tarantino's like, I don't understand this Kelvin timeline bullshit, and I just want the shit that happened in the Star Treks to happen.
Yeah.
In Star Trek, I wanted to be able to reference it and whatever, and stuff like that.
Because I remember watching you guys old videos. And y'all was talking about they was thinking about putting Chris Hemsworth back into it. Like that was going to kind of, boost it up a little bit.
Yeah, that was a Star Trek 4 plan, was to bring some kind of time travel aspect or something or other to the table. And it was supposed to have Kirk meet his father. And it would be Hemsworth brought back to play his father, but they couldn't get it off the ground in time.
So we're getting no more Chris Pine Star Trek movies, right?
As of right now, probably not.
Thank God. Thank God.
Unless JJ somehow has a loophole and he gets something going with Tarantino, and then Tarantino's forced to do it under that contract.
But Star Trek Beyond did good numbers, right?
No.
Oh, no.
I don't know. For some reason, I thought I read somewhere, but
Well, that might be some more of their little articles that they like to leak out.
Yeah, the articles they paid for.
Lost money, and not only that, they cost so much because of the cast and everything else, and so that movie really put a damper on things.
If they came out with a Star Trek movie, what would you guys want in it? Who would you want in it, as far as characters in the past, or would you want new characters?
I say new characters.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm tired of that reboot stuff too, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want some kind of natural progression within the same universe. I mean, that's kind of what they're doing with Picard, so they're already kind of fucking up that possibility, so you'd have to go beyond that.
Hey, you know what? You guys are pretty sick. How did you put this Midnight Edge After Dark thing in my room?
Pay for it.
You guys snuck in my house?
We paid a guy.
Look, it's all nice and squarish. I can't move it. Yeah.
For a living.
Ever see that picture that there's 47 ninjas in this picture?
47 ninjas?
We have our people. Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
There's 47 picture. Yeah, we have ninjas all over the place. Just putting Midnight Edge logos in everybody's houses.
Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. Okay. Yeah. As I said, they're professionals.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. So let's what do you say? Was there anything else to yak about, or is that all there was? Was there another story or no? That it? I don't think there was anything else. I think that was all the Star Trek news, right?
Pretty much.
I think so.
I think we covered it, folks. So till Monday, take us away, Rob.
If you like what we do, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. If you really like what we do, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon over at the main channel. Head on over and also head on over to Patreon. You get bloopers, outtakes, lost episodes, my 10-minute stand-up set, Behind the Edge, making of videos, and more. You can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. And if you really like what we do, you can have a subscribe star if you have a problem with Patreon. And we also have PayPal. You can support the show directly. No middleman. We like that. And if you don't have the means to support the show financially, please like, subscribe. Yes, give a fuck, give a buck. Yes.
Whoa.
Like I said, if you don't have the means to subscribe, what?
I like that.
You like that one, huh?
Give a buck. I know. I TM that.
You should trademark that, buddy.
TM.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
I did like a week ago.
But anyway, like I said, the thing that helps too is engagement. Leave a like, leave a comment, share, because that shows the YouTube algorithm that you like the video and you want to see more.
Smash that like button. Channel. Smash that like button like it was Beyonce.
That's right.
Hey, I'm Mecha Random 42. Come subscribe to me. And I'm sorry if I pissed anybody off. So I didn't mean to.
Fatal J, tell about yourself. Tell about what you do.
My name is Fatal J. I like to do things like licking. And if you like licking, then you make sure you come to my channel because I like to do pleasurous type stuff that you've never experienced. Cue the 70s music, Rob. I like to do things that you've never experienced before, you know. Come to my channel so you can have an orgasmic good time. Thank you very much, and subscribe.
The very fun.
I don't have any porn.
You don't have any porn.
Porn music. That's like porn music. You are full of shit because you got tons of porn.
My type of guy.
My man. Porn, but I don't have the soundtrack.
You probably have it categorized by year and type.
Oh yeah.
And actress.
You know what? Look here, Tom. Don't judge people. I got a library too. Okay.
I'm not judging. I'm just calling him out.
Well, look, Tom, if you want to come check out some movies, just come to my place. I'll give you my porn card, not library card, porn card. Okay.
As long as you got the classics, my man.
We're kind of hoping to go to CinemaCon, and that weekend at CinemaCon is actually the same weekend as the AVN Awards.
Man, I'm scared to go to that type of stuff, man. I lose my mind.
Oh, and Jesse and I already got a plan.
I'll get the meet.
I'm not going to Vegas with you guys again. Screw that.
I'm supposed to go to Vegas in March.
You're going to Vegas in March?
In March, yes, sir.
That's when this is, the end of March, beginning of April, the last week of March.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Perfect timing.
Where do they usually have the AVN Awards? The Luxor?
I have no idea what you'd have to.
They had it at the Venetian when last time I was there.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mecca might know. Yeah.
Yeah,
probably
when I was there.
Same place every year, don't they? Unless they got something newer.
No, they always change.
CD Horde
It depends how much cleanup there is.
All right, folks. Let's hit that music cue and get to bed. It's time to put this show to bed. Nighty night.
All right. Everyone, thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
I'm Krispy Kreme McDonald's. Do I have the finger?
Ahmed Al-Pola Abdul Al-Pol Anka Al-Kasi Kasem bin Shakira. I like big Asian butts, and I cannot lie.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered my Saturn award.
Go to hell, you